Everybody, I'm just enjoying my good vibes right now. But I remember I actually promised you that I was going to talk about intermittent fasting and how I was able to lose 65 pounds with my lifestyle change. Pretty much, that's what I call it. So anyway, so where do I start? Let me start, give you a little bit history about me. You all know I'm a healthcare provider and I work in clinic, and I'm always telling patients how much they need to lose weight and how they're overweight, and actually sometimes coaching patients in how to lose weight, and they're actually successful with it. But I never followed what I was teaching, okay? And so back in 2010, 2011, in 2012, I did Weight Watchers. I was able to successfully lose weight, I think about 35 pounds, but I actually ended up gaining it back and even more pounds, okay? Fast forward, I tried to do other, like weight loss programs. I went back to Weight Watchers. It didn't work in 2014. In 2015, I tried to do the Jenny Craig. Didn't work. I did the Eat Fit Go. Didn't work. I was going to the gym, which I still go now, and it really never worked for me. Okay, so in 2018, that was like somewhere around August, end of August, I was at my heaviest. I didn't feel good. It was the worst feeling ever. Okay, I was in Colorado, went with my friends to Cali Roots, to Red Rocks. It was like reggae on the rocks, and I wasn't feeling 100%. I just felt horrible. Okay, so then when I came back and I was looking at my pictures and I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. I need to do something about my life. This is not good. So I asked one of my friends who had told me that she did juicing, and I asked her information on it. She said she was going to send it to me. She never did. And you know what? It was actually a blessing in disguise, because I ended up finding the green smoothie cleanse, and I was able to do 2 smoothies a day and 1 meal, and I did it for 10 days, and I was actually able to lose 13 pounds. And when I started that, I also added the detox. I learned a lot about detoxifying my body. I learned about the castor oil packs. I learned about the detox foot pads, apple cider vinegar, mag 07, and like drinking alkaline water. All that stuff helped me. And the most thing that I think helped me then was liver rescue. Liver rescue is pretty much specific for detoxifying your liver. As we know, the liver is your fat burning organ of your body, and it also, if you take medications, like blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications, and all that stuff, all those medications, most of them, they're actually metabolized by the liver. So the liver is constantly working, okay? And sometimes when it's getting overworked and you are also heavy, it actually gets congested with fat, and then it gets sluggish. And when it gets sluggish, that's when you start building all that belly fat. So when I started detoxifying my liver, I saw a big difference, okay? So I did a 10-day green smoothie cleanse with a meal in the evening, and I lost 13 pounds. And after that, I continued doing the green smoothies and kind of watching what I was eating until January of 2019. January of 2019, I found out about intermittent fasting. And everything that I do, it has to have some scientific proof to it. I just don't do things that don't have evidence-based. So most of the people, when I talk about intermittent fasting, they just think that, oh, you are starving. Intermittent fasting is exactly what it means. It means intermittent. On one point you are fasting and another point you are eating, okay? So when I started it, I started doing 12 hours eating and 12 hours fasting for 1 week. And I went up to fasting for 14 hours and eating for 10 hours. And then I bumped it up after 3 weeks to where I actually fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours. And it's amazing, okay? So usually my meals are like between 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sometimes I do 10 to 6. I just kind of gave it in that ballpark a window to just allow me to be at least not eating for 16 hours. Okay, and it is the most effective way for weight loss and being able to maintain it, because my weight loss so far, I have lost 65 pounds since August of 2019, actually since September of 2018 up to now. I have maintained it. I have not gained it back. Okay, so myths about intermittent fasting: some people say it is a starvation a diet. Some people say it's like small meals. Your brain won't get the glucose, you will lose muscle, and your health will not be good. That's all false, okay? Because you are still getting your nutrients that you need, okay? So the benefits that I know for intermittent fasting: when you are sleeping for a period of 8 hours, you don't, when you're actually eating only for 8 hours, you actually don't consume as many calories as you would if you are eating all day, okay? That will actually help you lose weight, and it also help with the hormonal changes that will enhance your metabolism, okay? So you don't need to count your calories when you're doing intermittent fasting, because you will never eat 5,000 calories in 8 hours, okay? Unless if there's something wrong with you. So let's talk about the hormones and when you do intermittent fasting. So we know, or maybe some people don't know, when you eat food, the extra carbohydrates that you consume, your pancreas produces a hormone called insulin, and that insulin's job is to convert that extra glucose into glycogen, and it's stored in your body actually as fat. Okay, that's how it's stored. It's stored as fat, and it's actually meant for when you are not eating to be used at a later stage. So if you are constantly eating a lot of carbs, your body continues producing that insulin and just converting all that extra glucose into glycogen, and it's stored as fat. Okay, so it's all up in your midsection. And then what happens also is, when your body, those times when you are not eating, let's say when you are fasting and you're active and your body is looking for resources to use for energy, it's gonna tap into your, produce a hormone called glucagon and tap into your glycogen to convert it to glucose to help you start like producing energy to feed you, okay? So that's how those hormones work, the insulin and the glucagon. And the other thing that happens when you are fasting, your body don't produce any more insulin, okay? So there is no more converting extra glucose to glycogen and all that stuff. And also then your body also produces extra human growth hormone. And the job for the human growth hormone is very important for cell regeneration, because we know cells age like everybody else and they regenerate, okay? So it helps with that, and it also helps you get a lean body mass, and it also helps with weight loss, okay? So when the human growth hormone helps you in the cell regeneration, those cells that were old kind of floats all over your body, they don't know what to do. We call them free radicals. So when you are fasting, your body goes into a state where it does what we call autophagy, where it actually eats up those free radicals, those free flowing cells. Okay, so that actually is really good for your health, because if those free radicals are just flowing in your body, they actually causes ulcers, they cause dementia, they cause inflammation, cancers, you're at risk for stroke, rheumatoid arthritis. So fasting helps with that. So it's actually good for your health, okay? It also helps with your brain function. It lowers your cardiovascular disease risk. It prolongs your lifespan, and it reduces your risk for diabetes, okay? how it reduces your risk for diabetes. It goes back to where I was explaining the stuff about the insulin and the hormone glucagon. Okay, so it evens up your blood sugars. And so that's pretty much how it helps. So I really love intermittent fasting, and honestly, I'll eat a light breakfast around 11 in the morning. I might eat eggs with avocado. I might eat like a shuffle. I'll eat anything that I want. I just always try to make my carbs a little bit less. So I'll eat my breakfast around 11. I'll eat my lunch around 2 p.m. and then I'll eat my dinner around 6 or by 7. By 7, I'm done eating, okay? In between, I'm still drinking my detox tea. I also drink a lot of detox water, which is the water that I put apple cider vinegar and proper water and stevia, and I squeeze in a lemon in it. Tastes really good, and it really keeps my liver working good, okay? And it helps reduce the belly fat. So that's really has been working really good for me. Some of the things that I do, sometimes I feel like, oh, you know what, I might get hungry. I will do bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is the coffee that I make and I put MCT oil. MCT oil is like literally coconut on steroid, and it's really good for you. It's good fats. I put in ghee, which we know, like it's really good for you. And I put cinnamon and stevia. I will drink that coffee. It does not break my fasts. So those are some of the things that I really do to help, and it has worked for me. And one thing that I make sure I do every week, I try to do a cheat meal. If I don't do a cheat meal, I get me a glass of wine, which is good because guess what? A glass of wine is not that many calories and it's good for your health anyway. So those are some of the things that I do for my health. And then intermittent fasting is amazing. You should try it. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. The other thing that I will say also is if you ever decide to do any weight loss journey, call it a lifestyle change. Don't call it a weight loss program. If you call it a program, it means it's a program that's going to end. And when it ends, what happens? Okay? Try to call it a weight loss journey, because then you know it's a journey that you are following and you are going to continue following it. So that's one thing that I have learned. And if you're also going to do weight loss and you're going to do it with friends, look for friends that have the same goal with you and try to do it with them. Never try to do it with people who will actually pull you down. But sometimes friends will be like, oh yeah, girl, let's go on and let's do it. And then they don't do anything. And then all they're going to do is just like drag you down and pull you down, and you don't need that if you're going to lose weight. I go to the gym a lot, but I honestly go to the gym just to tone my body, because I don't like to get cellulite. I don't like to get, like skin that's hanging. That's why I go to the gym a lot, and I do a lot of weightlifting, and stuff like that. But really, weight loss, it's 80% of what you put in your mouth, your diet, and 20% exercise. So don't ever think that if you go to the gym every day of the week, you work out 5 hours a day, you're going to lose weight if you eat junk. That's not true. So intermittent fasting is amazing, a lot of really good health benefits. And if you have any questions, feel free to call, inbox me. And I'm actually going to explain maybe in a week or so. I will explain to you why some people are not able to lose weight. And it's something called insulin resistance, and also a hormone called leptin. It's something that I think is just like more scientific, but I will definitely break it down, and it will actually make you realize why some people, regardless of how much they try, how much they want to eat good, they are never able to lose weight. But otherwise, you know what? I am actually having a good time, and I'm glad I shared this with you. From all those who were wondering how I was able to lose weight, it was pretty much eating clean, fruits, vegetables, green smoothies, and intermittent fasting. and just lowering my carbs. I've been able to maintain the weight, and I will never give up this lifestyle. This is just amazing, and I'm just gonna continue just listening to my music. And until next time, when I share about the insulin resistance and hormone leptin. But anyhow, I'm just like enjoying my music right now. Till next time, later.